Hello friends, welcome back to GeoMicrosphere. In today's video, I will show you how you can create a simple layout for your map. So after your analysis and then after getting your map, you can do a simple layout for your map to put your grid, your north arrow, your scale bar and everything on your map to make it complete and then export it. So here, today's video will cover how to do it and then how to export it as PDF, JPEG or PNG. So let's quickly get into it. So I have this map here which we are going to use for this tutorial. So after getting your map, you can decide to check the boundary. As you can see here, you can decide to check the boundary so that after exporting you see the boundary on your map, or you can decide to uncheck the boundary. They all work perfectly, but mostly I recommend that you always check the boundary so that you see the boundary on your map. So after getting your map, so let me show you how to do it. All right, so let's say I have two maps that I wanted to export. So I can right click here, copy one of the map, and then go to insert here and then go to new map. All right, and then I will right click here and then paste here. So if I did copy, you will see the paste will be visible for me to paste this one. So if you have two maps or if you have more than two maps, you create a map for each of them so that when you are doing the layout, you can put two maps on the same layout or three maps on the same layout. All right, so let's do this. So the first of all, we are going to take our layout, and then the layout we need to specify the size or the size. All right, so we want to identify the size that we want to. So we have A5, A4, A3, A2, A1, A0, and then we have others, architecture, and then the others. So here we are going to choose A3 here, as you can see here. All right, so this is our layout here, and then you see on top we have layout and map. So our map is here and then our layout is also here. So here we are going to add our map into our layout. So to do that, you go to map frame. On the map frame two boxes, you click on the map frame here, then you will see your map here. So you click on your map and then you draw your map on your layout, as you can see here. Alright, so now I have my map here, which I'm going to zoom in so that you will see it clearly. Alright, so this is my map inside my layout. So what is next for me to do is for me to put my layout and then my scale bar and then everything. So let's go and then pick our scale bar here. So we have our scale bar here. So here you can choose from alternative. We have more scale bar here which you can choose from. So let's select one of these, and then so after selecting everything, you draw your scale bar. So mostly we put scale bar on the down of your map or on the left side of your map. So let's go and pick our north arrow. So here north arrow, you can pick any of them which you think you can or which you think is best fit for your work. So here let's just pick any of this base map. So after picking this base map, you draw your base map here, and then you see now I have my base map here. So now I have my scale bar. So let's change the scale bar. I think this scale bar is not visible like that, so let's use this one here. All right, so let's use this one here. Okay, so now I have my scale bar here, I have my north arrow here. So now you see how the map is. If you want to move the map to other side of the layout, you cannot just click on it and move it. You have to click on it, right click, and then go to activate. So you activate the map so that you can move the map around the layout. So this is how, if you want to move the map around the layout, you do it. You right click, go to activate, and then you move the map around the layout and position it at where you wish to position it. So now you can see I have the north arrow here, I have my scale bar here. So next one, let's go and then pick our legend. So here we are going to pick our legend from here. Okay, so now we have our legend here, which you can see the legend. The first one is my boundary, and then the second one is my composite. So here we are going to edit the legend. So you can double click on the legend here for the legend 2 to be open. So on my legend 2, we have the legend, we have the text symbol. So here I can change the size of my legend here, or I can make it bold and then change the size of my legend here. Alright, so here I have my legend here, and then also we can do the same thing to our skill bar here. You can double click on your skill bar, then you go to text. If you want to make it bold, you can make it bold from here. Then if you want to change the size here too, you can change the size here, and then you click on apply. Alright, so now what is left for us to do is we need to put a grid line on our map, right? So to put grid line on your map, you select the whole layout, and then you go to the map frame toolboxes. You will see a grid here. When you put the cursor on it, you will see a new grid. So you click on the drop down here, and then you choose graticular. Alright, so this is our grid here, and then we don't want the grid lines, we only want the labels. So here we can double click on our grid line here from the table of contents, and then we go to grid here. So here on the component you see label tick 1 tick and then grid line here. So you remove the one that you want to remove. So if you click on grid line here, we are going to remove grid line from here, and then if you click on tick here, you are going to remove tick from here. So as I remove grid line, you see there's no grid line inside the map. Now it's left with only the label here. Okay, and then I'm going to remove tick 1 2, so you will only see the label here. Then now you can go back or you scroll down. Alright, so now you scroll down to the draw parallel to grid line. Now you can see my grid line on my left and right are shown in a horizontal form, right? But I want it to be in a vertical form. So I will check my east and west here. Here you see here on the visible we have the all checked, because if any of them are unchecked, you will not see one side of the grid. Here I want to change this one into a vertical form, so I will just uncheck my east and then my west here. So as you can see, my grid line will change into a alright, so now you can see my grid line has changed from horizontal position into a vertical position. Okay, and then now the same thing, if I want to change the size or increase. Alright, so let me go back. If I want to increase the size as I did for the other one too, I can do it here. Alright, so here my grid line size is 7, and then my font is regular, so here I can increase it to, let's say, 9 here, and then I'll change my regular to bold, and then I'll click on apply. Alright, now you can see I have my grid line, but my grid line is showing more values which may contradict what we are doing. So here I'm going to show you how you can reduce the grid numbers here. So to reduce your grid numbers, you go back. You see here is where we reduce the grid numbers, but because this one was set automatically, you cannot change anything here. So if you want to change anything here, you go back to your option here, and then you uncheck this automatically adjust grid line here. So if you uncheck this one, and then you come back here, now you can see this one is now editable. So here we can edit something from here. Alright, so now let's change the first one, the degrees, to 1, and then let's change this one to 1, and then let's see the result that we are going to get. Okay, so since we changed the degrees to 1, now no grade is showing here. So let's maintain the 0 and then increase the seconds. Okay, or now let's increase the minutes to 3, and then see. Alright, so now you can see my grid line has been reduced from the numbers. So now you can see there is a space in between the grid lines, and then even if we want to do it again, we can increase it to 4, and then it will reduce again. Alright, so now you can see now I have my layout here, which you can visualize it here. So now I have my skill bar, I have my legend, and then I have my north arrow here, skill bar, and then my legend here. So now what is left for us to do is here we can put a layout on it, so that our gray line will be inside a layout. So here, if you want to put a layout here, you go to this button here, that is the graphic and text toolboxes. You click on it and then you scroll down, you see a polygon here. You can click on polygon here and then draw a polygon around your map, so that your skill bar will be inside a layer, right? Okay, so now we have our skill bar inside a layer, and then this layer to, if you want to increase the visibility to, we can go to our symbology here and then increase the outline width here. Okay, so now we have our layout here, and then also we can input a layout on this one. But before you can before we can edit anything inside here, we have to uncheck our rectangle here and then click here and do the same thing. Let's put a layout on our skill our legend. Okay, all right, so now we are almost done. Now we have our north arrow, our legend, and then our skill bar here with our grid lines, which we are done with the layout. Very simple. And then if you want to export it, you go to share here, then you go to export layout. So inside the export layout, you click on web JPEG. So inside your web JPEG, we have file type. So file type here, you can change it from, if you want to save it as PNG, you can save it here. If you want to save it as PDF, if you want to save it as JPEG, or if you want to save as PNG, and then the other file, you can save it here, and then you choose a location, and then you leave everything as default, and then you click on export. So let me save this one somewhere. Let me save this one here. So let me make it YouTube. All right, and then I'll click on export. So now I'm exporting my map. So after exporting, I'll open it for you to see how my layout is looking. All right, so now the export is done. So let's go to my folder and then let's check what we exported, if everything that we applied actually showed in our layouts. So let me go to YouTube. So YouTube will be down here. Okay. All right, so now you can see, now I have a layout here. Now you see my north arrow, my legend, my skill bar, and then my map. So this is the simplest way that you can put a layout on your map. And then also, if you have two maps, as I showed you, you create two map and then you put them in the one layer. So thank you very much for your attention, and then please don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment.